Hello everyone, and welcome to my GH Soap Gossip Today update channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Lucas gets back to Port Charles. Might he at any point have a hot sentiment with Felix? General Medical Clinic spoilers bother that Lucas Jones as of late returned for a fast visit for his mom, Bobby Spencer's burial service. He had maybe the most close to home second during those episodes when he understands that the columnist who everybody accepted was doing a story on Bobby was really the phantom of his more seasoned sister. In spite of the fact that Lucas and Felix were drawn to one another, Lucas in the end picked Brad Cooper, Perry Shin, and the couple wedded. Ultimately, they chose to embrace a child. Unfortunately, the child kicked the bucket the night he came to live with them. Lucas was currently working when a frantic Brad ran into Nellie Benson. Nellie persuaded Brad to switch her child with theirs. So Lucas and Brad wound up bringing up Nellie's child with Michael Corinthos or the 2 or 3 years of his life. When reality emerged, Brad went to jail and Lucas separated from him. Yet, the aggravation turned out to be too perfect to even consider bearing, and Lucas at last left town. His situation at the emergency clinic was filled by Dr. Austin Gatlinholt, yet as watchers know, Austin was as of late killed, so that position is indeed open. What better individual to fill it than Lucas? Once more, what occurred with the child was quite a while prior now, so maybe Lucas can return home. Brad Cooper is a liberated person. Despite the fact that Brad is presently out of jail, he hasn't been found in that frame of mind for a considerable length of time. There is each likelihood that he has left town since he was left a little fortune after the demise of Dr. Britt Westbourne. That would mean it very well may be the ideal time for Felix and Lucas to reconnect. Maybe Lucas can at last get the cheerful consummation he assumed he had with Brad. Felix clearly had a sweetheart that he moved in with too, yet that doesn't mean they are still attached. Might he want to see a greater amount of Lucas in Port Charles? Might he and Felix at some point at long last track down adoration? Could Lucas at any point put Brad behind him for the last time? Nina drops a stunner. Cyrus planned to drop the charges? General Clinic spoilers and updates bother. Nina Corinthos will drop a stunner with Cyrus Renaud perhaps in a state of extreme lethargy or dead. He planned to drop the charges. Nina went to dissuade Cyrus and figure out an agreement the moment she figured out Sonny Corinthos had pummeled him as Dex Heller held up outside. Ani Corinthos put a hit on Cyrus Renaud. Sonny had placed a hit on Cyrus and sent Dex to complete it. Dex's arrangements were to mask himself as a specialist and infuse Cyrus 4 with something. The substance was to give him a lethal respiratory failure, so it would seem to be a characteristic passing, since Cyrus had a close to deadly coronary episode previously, when beaten in Pentonville. Similarly, as Dex got to the emergency clinic close to Cyrus' room, there was Nina at the medical caretaker's station asking his room number to visit him. Dex spent time with his telephone hushed so he wouldn't be distinguished, as Sonny attempts to put a stop on the hit yet can't get Dex on the telephone. A person or thing makes Sonny alter his perspective. After Dex likewise attempted to inspire him to change his mind, Dex might try and have his telephone shut off in light of the fact that he can't gamble with somebody knowing he's there to kill Cyrus and holds on until he sees Nina's out of the room. Sonny can't risk going to the medical clinic face to face to stop Dex, and there's nobody there he can call to stop him either, so except if another person intrudes on he's dead. Dex can't stop the heart screen or turn off it except if he does as such after the infusion is finished, and afterward figures out how to get out in time. If he somehow happened to do that, the room would be amassed with emergency clinic faculty attempting to save Cyrus' life, since stopping the screen would set off a caution. When Cyrus' heart stops it will go off in any case, so Dex needs to finish the job and move away rapidly. Nina Corinthos drops a stunner. Cyrus might in all likelihood never have the opportunity to really pull out the charges against Sonny, and assuming Nina was brilliant she recorded him consenting to it on her telephone on record, not simply sound. It makes sense that she records him consenting to drop the charges on a video on her telephone, since, in such a case that he didn't she could involve it as influence. Assuming Dex has been fruitful, regardless of whether Cyrus isn't dead yet in that frame of mind because of clinical staff answering rapidly to the heart screen caution, essentially Nina has that video. Chances are, the sensation Nina drops is confirmation of Cyrus intending to drop the charges against Sonny. With Dex previously pausing and Sonny not having the option to contact him to cancel the hit, Cyrus might in all likelihood always be unable to proceed with his commitment. Fans need temp Joss Courtney Folk to remain. Could one be preferable over the other? That is the thing, a ton of General Emergency Clinic fans can't resist the urge to ponder, as many have communicated exactly the amount they love seeing Courtney Folk play Jocelyn Jax. As many fans know at this point, Eden McCoy has backed away from the cleanser to get some much-needed rest after the demise of her mom. Continue perusing underneath for all that you want to be aware. Fans need temp Joss Courtney Folk to remain. Basically, fans are cherishing Courtney Folk as Joss such a lot of that they figure she ought to be given a spot on the cleanser. While fans love Eden McCoy too, they feel that Courtney could undoubtedly keep on playing the person or be given a pristine job in Port Charles. It's a given that many General Emergency Clinic fans have had a great deal to say regarding the matter via online entertainment. Some have even remarked with, "She's a much-needed refresher in the part." Another person has been affected by everyone around them, and that is all I'm expressing. Alongside, I like temp Joss better grieved. She is making me like Joss since she has a gentler energy. She has great science with everybody. Trust they can make another job for her. I love the manner in which she plays Joss. It's not generally the composition, and this simply demonstrates it. What's next for Courtney? And afterward there was this remark too, "Indeed, yeah, we somewhat get joined to characters and, likewise, the entertainers that play them, particularly assuming they've been filling the role for eternity. I could do without re-evaluates or temps, however I value the work temp Joss has placed in." Up until this point the makers of the show have offered no remarks about whether Courtney has a put on the show. In any case, perceiving how Eden McCoy will return to General Emergency Clinic, Courtney's run will end very soon. Watch this space, as we have an inclination there is something else to come. Obviously, GH fans should figure out what will occur straight away. General Medical Clinic airs on the ABC organization. Actually look at your nearby postings for times. Tell us, what is your take of this story? Get in contact with us in our remarks area beneath with your viewpoints. Likewise, remember to return here for all the most recent news and tattle pretty much every one of your #1 English royals, Hollywood entertainers, and unscripted TV stars. We take care of you. General Hospital spoilers report Brooke Lynn Quartermaine was practically salivating when Tracy Quartermaine revealed her plans for Lucy Co. Lynn Herring. Tracy is on to Lucy and Scott Baldwin, and she intends to play them like fiddles. Little does she know, her dear granddaughter isn't as on her side as she seems. Brooke Lynn has been hard at work playing her own grandmother, having learned from the best. Eventually, she plans to overtake the company and hand it back over to Lucy, Sasha Gilmore Corbin, and Maxie Jones. In the meantime, fans are questioning whether Brooke Lynn will let Tracy railroad Lucy and Scott in an effort to keep her own plans for sabotage under wraps.